Okay, we are live doing some live VOD reviewing. All right, this will be interesting. I'm a little bit nervous to do this live in front of people. Even though y'all are homies, okay? Y'all are homies. I know I don't have to be nervous, but I am a little bit. I know. I cannot wait. When do I get this? When can I get this? This seems dank. How much do you think she actually makes from applauds? Okay, let's see. Let me just double check that everything is Gucci to go. Gucci to go. This is the first time you all see me live like this. Live exposed. Live flipped. This is how I used to always have my camera. I used to always have my camera flip like this. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready? This will be, let's see how well this goes. This will be interesting. That was watery. It was watery. Okay. And the last thing we're gonna do before we get into it, can you guess what the last thing we're doing is? We're getting that thick cursor, baby. We're getting that thick cursor. You know we need the thick cursor. I didn't make the rules made me. We got that thick cursor, baby. We are live, so let's just get into it. I'm a little nervous, but like, you know what, it is what it is. Screw it. Iko means go, right? I got my notes over here that I took earlier, okay? And so when we do map predictions, I'll come over and I'll show them to you. If you guys have any questions at any time, just type them in chat and I'll do my best to respond. Bloodhound, meta as heck. Horizon, meta as heck. Caustic, not as meta anymore, but still pretty meta.
We got the communication. Communication, let's go.
So does that mean, does anybody know if that means that she's asking if they have voice chat? Because if she is, hog. Because I respect it. I respect people who go for the VC, bro.
Yes. Yes. Are you from Japan?
My first Matsuri game. I see. Curious about how cracked she is. Well, we're gonna find out. Asking you for teammates are from JP. Respect it. All right, so it's looking like when I first watched this, I'm like, oh, they're going to pit, but they baited me. It's an awkward flight path to get from this drop to, I don't remember what this is called. It was Slum Lake though, so I'm gonna call it Slums. I'm just gonna stay calling it Slums. I don't care. Okay, so she lands. We see skydive trails here, so we know that they're contested because we look at the placement of her teammates. Her teammates down below, her teammates to the left, and then down below, and we see two other skydive trails come this way. Spotted like that's what it was. When I first watched this, the loot tick, I thought the loot tick was a person, but I think she scanned somebody else back there, but like didn't care because there were two things. But spotted like you're right. It's two pings. I don't think there's two loot ticks in the area, so most guaranteed that she has been contested or is going to be contested. They landed near her. I've scared myself like that too. Just bloodhound things. It's just bloodhound things. She's gonna get me claimed just from saying that. See team climbing up there, or a person climbing up there. That's one. We know that the other teammate's to the right. Charge rifle SMH. Charge rifle SMH. Could it be me, bro? Could it be me? So jealous of that heirloom. It looks sick, right? Freaking love bloodhound heirloom. This might just be me though. Like she has a like a circular sight on her. Actually, hold on. We'll talk about it later. So right here, she pings 3 people, right? Only one person is on the roof. We see one person on the roof. This means if you are in a more coordinated team, my first immediate thought would be to take this roof because there's somebody on it, right? But you can contest them for that roof because the roof right now is the strongest position in the area. Except for like, there's like bigger height all the way over here, or I think, or it might have been on the left side. But up here is the strongest position, guys. And so there's only one person. If you coordinate with your team, you can horizon queue up there, contest that, win a 3v1, take the roof, like I said, the strongest position. And now not only do you have the height, you now have my brain's not working. Yeah, the fight is now at a 3v2. So now you have a huge advantage in that you have another person. Right here, if you are a coordinated team, you jump on this roof. And we could see the next like second and a half, and that person didn't go up to the top yet. Batting inside, teammate coming in. There's another party. So there's another party over here, I think, which is not good. That roof would still have been the strongest position to hold. One's wrapping around to your left. You gotta be careful about that. And then they back up, which is probably a good move. If you are getting pushed from two different angles, right? There are two different teams. You back up, okay? You back up and you let this two teams fight. They knock each other a little bit, then you go back in. That's the ideal. And they got rolled. So she's doing a really good job at holding a different angle. That way they don't push up and take down her or finish her caustic, or if the horizon goes to res the caustic, that they don't push on the horizon and knock two. Nice. So this is actually a decent revive just because of the visual cover that the tree is providing. So for some reason, they're still focusing her, even though there was more than one team that was in that fight. At least I think there was another team. Stop singing. You're going to get me claimed. You're going to get me claimed. So, like I said, ideally, you want to back off, wait for them to fight, and then you go back in. For some reason, it looks like that third party backed off. I guess the other team backed up? Yeah. What a coincidence. You typed that as soon as I said it. I'm like, good morning, Vader. Vader's here. Pog. Very Pog. Very cool. A song's fire. Song is fire. Good morning, Vader. So there's somebody over there, I think. 30 minutes late, but I'm alive. Don't worry, we just started. Yeah. You definitely, as a team, want to push down this guy because there's just one of him, right? Right now, this is a 3v1, and you take it. These freaking things, these freaking ramp tunnel things. That's all I gotta say about that. It's just so risky. Frick, double click. It's so risky to push up these because there is zero cover, literally zero cover. So if you are halfway in and a team or just a random enemy just peeks you and just you can't do anything. You literally can do nothing. These are incredibly risky to run up. What's infinitely better though is to climb up like this onto the top of the tunnel, right? And then run up to the top of it. Because enemies, the only way for an enemy to kill you or to peek you when you're on top of the thing is by climbing on top of it themselves, right? And so they are sort of in the same position as you. They don't have any cover. They have height on you, but they don't have cover. You are in a more even position and the fight is more even. If they have to back off, they can't just re-peek you super easily. That's unlike this, right? So if they're up top and they peek you and you beam them, they just like move to the side or whatever and they're fine. But if both of you guys are on top, right, and the enemy has to back off, they back off and they fall down, right? And then to re-peek you again, they have to climb up. And then once you get to the very top and you're going through that climbing animation, you are actually vulnerable for a very, very short amount of time. Which is the enemy that if you are in the low ground, which you can use to take advantage of their window, that sort of window of opportunity, if that makes sense. So if you're going to push up these, would definitely recommend climbing up and pushing up via the top like this, instead of pushing through the tunnels. Just exactly what the Horizon is doing. See, look, this is basically what's very risky is that them picking you like that when you have no cover. She beamed him But if he had peeked, if that Caustic had peeked earlier, then that would have been very unfortunate. Because she would have had no place to escape to. It looks like this is his team. Batting. So we saw them drop down, right? They drop down and they come and they fall down this way, right? They fall down this way. So you have to think about what is over that way. Oh, a direct route all the way around. All the way around to the left side, right? So you saw them fall down this way, and there's probably one or two down here because look, they're firing or whatever. But now you got to be automatically thinking, okay, my back left is probably going to be exposed. My back left is probably going to be exposed. There's a very good chance that they could run all the way around and take that route, just based off of the route that they fell when they came off of Horizon's Q. I'm not saying they will or they won't, but you got to keep that in mind that they fell in a way that there is a sort of route to a spot that you aren't guarding. Absolutely love climbing on top of the tunnel. She could have gotten beamed. Yep. Third team is Nick. Me. No, I ain't stream sniping, bro. Stream sniping, cringe sniping. It's taken quite a while though. True. They might, depending on their route. But it looks like they took all the way around. So they went all the way around. You are beamed. You heal right now. Looks like Caustic ulted. They portaled in. Interesting portal. You know there are guys over here. Pushing through this choke is going to be risky, but he did knock somebody. So pushing when somebody is being revived is 100% a good move. But at the same time, you also have to be very aware that the Horizon could very well be res baiting you. So they're baiting you by faking a res. And some people will just W key whenever they hear that res going off, right? And so when you bait a res, you bait them over. And then when they're blindly running at you, you just go whip out your gun and beam them when they're just unprepared for it. So you just got to be aware of that every time you W key a res. And that's 2 down. The Horizon just came from freaking Narnia, bro. Came from Narnia. The situation is double-edged sword pretty much. I mean, yes, kind of. It's one of those things where you have to like judge how the rest of the fight has gone so far. You have to judge the skill level of your enemies, right? Based off of how the fight's gone so far, and then predict whether you think they would do something like that or not. Horizon would have wanted she had a Spitty? No. All my homies hate the Spitty. We're not homies, guys. If you like the Spitty, we're not homies. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. That's the way it is. All right, so right about here, what I did is she has her map blocked, right? And so I kind of just sat here. I paused it, and I pictured in my mind where I think the circle is going to go. And so I sat here and I did this. I was like, right? I tried to form a visual picture in my mind of where this map was. And then my guess here, and I will read it. So I said, the circle is up and to the left. I can't see your map, but I'm trying to imagine what the circle is probably like. And I'm going to take a crack at it. And then I said, I'm going to go with a round pit, maybe. And that was my guess. We're going to see if I was right. Would you say living outside the ring in the first round is a viable strategy if you had the resources? Living outside. What do you mean by living outside the ring? I'm confused. I use W key when someone is rezzing because I got more drip than them, so I automatically win. Better drip wins. Facts. Vote now. I said Nick was right. Let's see. Was I right? Was me sitting here like vibing outside the zone? In terms of like rotation, so if you want to rotate through the first ring to get to a spot that you think is more optimal, then yeah, I don't see why not. But don't spend too long in there, especially if you're playing competitive. Watch a lane, Caustic plan or something crazy? No, I don't think so, just because it wouldn't reach. So she actually pulls it up here. Let's see if I can grab it. She actually pulls it up like right like a minute right like right after I'd said it or guessed it or guessed the ring. That's what I'm trying to say. See, because I'm live, I'm not actually retaking things. As you can see, as you can hear how much I like stumble over my words and stuff. I'll often have to like re-say things multiple times, but I'm not this time. There it is. I freaking missed it. Wasn't ready. Except for like half a second. Boom. Your boy was right. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Okay, bring the notes back up. Let's see what I said. I said, I'm a god. I'm a god. This actually looks kind of similar to Bora Nun's ring. It's actually very similar to Bora Nun's ring. If you watched the most recent Bora Nun video. Guesses are that Slum Lake ending probably northwestish. So I was guessing something like up here. Wait, you guys can't see that. Okay. No, Nick, Matsuri is god. Hello? You probably cheated this test? No, I don't cheat, bro. I'm a anti-cheater. I'm against cheaters. So I guessed up here. What else did I say? West or north of pit. So I guessed here or here. Could also be that small choke in the south of pit as well. So I also guessed right here. Thick cursor right here. I guess here, here, and here. Although I'm very doubtful of this one. So I have something in my eye. Then I said, stay north side of circle and play the top. Because I predict that it's probably going to go around somewhere here. So if you come down from the top, you're going to have your back fairly clear. Those are my notes. It's Notester predictions. Thick cursor, baby. I hope this cursor gets stuck in the dryer. You know what I'm saying? Haha. Saying. If this cursor got stuck in the dryer, boy, I would teleport there. So we got one team, one guy in there. We got another one that was just pinged on top. This guy's the most important guy to be paying attention to on top. There's a guy down here, and you definitely want to be able to kill him if he's inside the building. But if he escapes, it's not 100% worth pushing outside of the building just because he has a guy covering him. You want to be paying attention to the guy in height because he's got a good position right now. That's the position you want. So as a Bloodhound, you want to be scanning the height position. That way, you know when they're gone, or you know if they're by themselves, and all three of you can jump on them and take that position. That guy's not your priority right now. The guy up top is your priority. Because if he's by himself, like we saw that his teammate ran away. His teammate has the low ground, and I'm pretty sure they were like a Caustic or something, right? The teammate has the low ground, or that Caustic has the low ground. That Caustic has very minimal ways to get up. A very few amount of ways to get up to the top. Right now, your focus is on the top guy because they are most likely by themselves, or they have one teammate, and so there's a two. So at the very maximum, there's two people up there, right? And then you can take this fight as a 3v2. So you definitely want to be focusing up on top and not worry about too much about the guy who ran away. Actually, I have a question. When people say rotate, what do they mean? Is it basically the route you're going to take to get into the circle? Yeah, basically. It's that, and it's about just repositioning as well. Yeah, like N said. It's both. It's a good amount. It's a good amount of both. Rotate usually means just moving. Rotate north basically means go north. We're going to reposition north. Want to say rotate to capacitor. That means we're going to capacitor. We're planning our next rotation. We're just planning on where we're going to move to next. Sometimes it's circularly specific, but most of the time it's non-specific. Yes, but it can be both. It can be both. And so this is a good scan because it scans the top. And so it's good for that team up top to run away because they know that they're at a disadvantage. They're at a 2v3 disadvantage. And so you can take that top positioning, but it looks like for some reason she is not taking that top. She's leaving. I don't really know why. It was something I was confused about. But I guess you can go away if you are worried about a third party. Like I said, it is mid game right now, 10 squads left. Mid game is third party city. So she moved out to containment, which is kind of weird because there is very, very little chance of the circle ending on this side of the map, right? And so I don't think she like sat here and like predicted circles or anything, but you can kind of take a few looks at the map and just guess that it's going to be over on the left and not over here on the right. Caustic is now setting up inside this building, right? And so Caustic's strength is setting up in the center of circle, right? That's basically where he's the best because it defends from a lot of people and it allows you to hold the best position or whatever. Caustic is very weak at playing edge of circle, like very weak. He's not Gibby. Gibby is super strong for playing edge. They are not going to be inside the next circle. And that's not even me saying that because I know where the circle is going to be. That's me saying this based off of just the information that I currently have right now when looking at the map, right? So instead of setting up in this one building where the circle isn't probably going to be, your best bet was probably to have set up center of the circle with a Caustic. Because right here, you're kind of just wasting time for no reason. This isn't Caustic's play style in terms of his position, his team position.
Horizon さん、シュークリーム好きですか？
Any translators in chat?
美味しいですよね。エクレアは？あ、好き？ピーマン。ピーマンは好きじゃない。
What is P-Man? And she's using voice comms. Guys, I thought they didn't use voice comms. What's happening? They common, bro? They common in game? Is Matsuri like an extrovert? She gives off extrovert vibes.
男の子だって。
Did I make more map notes? I might have not. It's not gonna be this choke anymore. It can still be this. It can still be, it's not gonna be this. It's not gonna be this. It's not gonna be this because usually the circle that ends right here where my mouse is usually includes a lot of runoff. And so almost none of runoff is included. So we can X this one out, X this one out. So it's either gonna be this one or a circle up here. I definitely say she's one of the more extroverted persons on Hololive. Extroverts be built different, bro. Don't know how they do it. The only circle I can think of is this one right now. I haven't had one here, but based off of the current trend of the circle, it's still a possibility that's going to go up and to the left again. And so there's could be a new circle over here that I just haven't had before. But the only one that I can think of right now is the one from Bora Nun, the Bora Nun video, which is this one right here. She's one of the few Hololive girls who freely collabs with Holostars because she doesn't care about blowback from fans. Alpha Chad, bro. Alpha freaking Chad. I respect it. Yeah, so they're gonna have to rotate in, probably play edge. There's still 8 teams left. There's probably a team here, team here, probably 2 teams here, team here. That's 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The team might have gone back here, so I'm gonna say 6. She's 7, and maybe 8. Those are my guesses. Maybe 8 over here. You're gonna have to play edge, although I actually think there's gonna be not that many teams up in this area yet, so you can still get a center position, sort of. But I actually think it's better to play edge here. I wish Hollow Girls would collab with Holostars more. Yep, same. So she pinged over here. Not a bad place to be just because you're going to have your back clear. Although I do think it's going to come down south that you're going to have to rotate through kind of like a mess and stuff. And then by the time you get here, you are going to have the low ground. And people are going to have the high ground right over here because there are a bunch of cliffs. So if you come over here and you rotate downwards, you are going to be at a low ground. You are going to be at a low ground disadvantage. That is one caveat, but for the most part, you will have your back clear. I just realized I've seen this game already. I was wondering why everything looks so familiar. Did you watch this live? Here's the thing, right? I feel like the closest thing to idols that we have in America are like famous YouTubers, you know? And even then, all people do is just ship them with each other. So they like want them to be in a relationship. Like they don't want them to be single, you know? All right, so now we're going back. Looks like she wants to rotate to from the north side. Getting shot at from the charge rifle and a sniper. It's not a triple take. There it is. Boom. All right, I can tell you the mistake right there. Okay. First of all, if you are low health and you are being targeted by a charge rifle, then you heal first. You heal before you move, because of course they're gonna take more. You're gonna take more damage when you move, and you're gonna waste more heals. But like at the same time, okay, it's going to keep you alive, especially if you have decent tracking. The charge rifle is going to hurt a lot. Okay. And so you want to heal. Look, she has cover right now. This horizon here is fine. She's low health, but she's fine right here. You want to heal. And so by using her Q, it puts her up into the enemy's line of sight. As horizon falls, she has very little control of which direction she falls in her movement compared to like her in her gravity lift where she can strafe left and right pretty easily. But when you're falling, you're kind of stuck falling in a more or less one direction or whatever. And so you're very easy to track, especially with the charge rifle. And this is kind of what screws her over. As she falls down, she takes a huge hit. So if you're being trained on by the charge rifle, you make sure you are not low health when you're crossing an open area with very little cover. And then if you are being trained on by a charge rifle, you just want to avoid crossing an area with very little cover, or putting yourself in a spot where there is nothing to protect you. Nick X Spitty OTP, excuse me.
来てはない？来てはなさそう。大丈夫そう。
And so they're built, they're bunkered up. That's what I was trying to say. They're bunkered up in the building. Give you ult somewhere. I don't know if it's directly on them. It'd be a waste if it was. So there's two teams fighting right now, okay? You can third party this. You can. Ulting preemptively. Nice. Okay, so we see one guy right here being rezzed by these two guys, and then one guy down here, and then one guy up here. Take the height. Take the height position. I don't know if finishing the down guy is worth it. Contest for the height position. 100% agree. Nasty hip fire. Nasty hip fire, bro. You guys ever I know we're talking about Aqua not being able to order her own food. Do you guys ever like imagine like if you ever met Aqua in real life, right? Like I thought about it the other day. I was like, I know Aqua can't order her own food, right? I can't speak Japanese and she can't speak to waiters. So we would just be so boned. You know? Be like, can you order for me? And she'd be like, no, I need you to order for me. And then you just be like, I can't speak Japanese. And then what do you do in that situation? She'd like whisper what to say in your ear, and then you say it. Looks like these guys died in the ring. Forgot. Didn't even see. You don't understand. Why do people always why does Japan always call the R301 a carbine? Like, I know that it is, right? I think, but like I've only ever heard it called the carbine by Japanese players. Like nobody in the West does it. Great bird, great bird. I got confused when I was playing my JP friends. Yeah, I would get confused too. There's the enemy on that roof over here. So she's doing a good job holding the correct, holding a good angle just to make sure that the enemy doesn't stay on the roof. Although I'm pretty sure the enemy backed off. But staying on this roof, don't let the enemy have a high position on you guys. Pog. Very pug, very cool. Watching her back. Respectful. Respected. Respectful. Respect it. Respect it. Look at this fat position they have. It's huge. And it's literally the exact same ring as the Boranon video, I think. Her back should be clear because there's no entrance to it that isn't being covered by the ring. Anakin, we've got I got the high ground. One's already down, Nani? Still holding. That team's probably gonna be finished off. Probably soon. They probably don't even need to worry about them. Because there's no way there isn't another team already over there that originally knocked them, right? This white barrel really ain't doing nothing. No, don't do it! Have morals, have morals. She did it. She did it. Alright guys, we're a little bit behind schedule, so we gotta get through this. Longbow? It's not worth it, yeah. Because you're eventually gonna have to move in and get a little bit more close quarters. Only one shot, and she dropped it. Pog, very cool. All she needs is a Spitty. No! Spitty's the gun of the devil. The devil came down to Georgia, more like the devil came down to Apex. Like, he is a Spitty, and he's a charge rifle. See, look, this is what I was saying. If you take from the top and you move in this way, like her original ping was, moving this way, you're gonna be at the low ground disadvantage. Well, look, everything else is a high ground. I completely forgot, but I completely forgot that this was gonna happen. Believe it or not. There's a solo down there. There's a solo down there, but you can't drop on him without potentially being third-partied by whatever's left. Or if there's another team over there. She doesn't know if the third team is full or not, so it's kind of risky right now. But what she can do is she can get over here and scan to get information. Oh, there you go. I completely forgot. All right, so it's a 1v1. Oh, it's a 3v1v1. You take these. You take these. This is an easy win. You take these. Easy win. All right, so you have to be really careful that you don't die here, okay? You have to be really careful, right? Because if you do go down, okay? You do go down, something happens and you die, right? And your teammates are alive or they can't res you in time. And this Horizon that's over to the east, I think, no, to the north. She comes up and a 1v2 is so much easier to win. So much easier to win than 1v3. You guys see me play solo duos or whatever when I know Phil. 1v2s aren't a problem. Right, so you have to be extremely careful to not die because there is still a good chance that, especially with a movement character like Horizon, that the Horizon could win her 1v2. So do not die. But they killed him. It's a 3v1v1 and they just killed the Caustic, so it's only a solo Horizon left. So, like I said, you just got to be careful. This Horizon should not be fighting from the low ground disadvantage she had. And then what? Fuck. But even as a solo, at 1v2, you can absolutely still win that. So, GG's though. GG's. There it is. It wasn't really like super high damage game, but positioning wise, I think it was overall pretty good, except for that one time where they went to containment and I was just kind of confused about it. Okay, so what would you have done the Horizon? Queue up on that rock on the left and fight from there? I would have taken any high ground that I can. Do you mean if it was like a 1v2 or a 1v3 if I was that Horizon? Wait, didn't I just full screen this? Why? How am I able to scroll down if I just full screened it? What? It was a 1v3, yeah. It was 1v3 then. Probably just taking height. Any height I could have taken him. Any height I could have taken. Or harassed him. Or I would have gone all the way around. There was the Caustic lagging in the background, right? Which you probably could have heard, right? You probably could have heard the Caustic. I would have singled out the Caustic first because the Caustic was in the back while Matsuri and her Horizon were in front. Singled out the Caustic, finish or down him or whatever, take high ground, and then, you know, figure it out from there. But that Caustic could have, in the back, could have easily been singled out. All right. And that's it for the ranked game. That's it for the ranked game. We're going to go ahead and hop in a call with the homie, and we are going to move on to the CR Cup match.